Welcome to the Amazon Reseller Profit Roadmap Workshop, day one. For the next 5 days, we are going to be diving into how you can use Amazon to make a full-time income from the comfort of your own home. And so we're going to walk you through the best tactics and processes and strategies. And this workshop is going to give you the roadmap to being able to really do well on Amazon because you can sell on Amazon, you can kind of do okay, but I'm sure you'd rather do really well. In fact, potentially even making a full-time income, because that's what we're going to outline. And to kind of help you along the process, we put together this workbook. Only a few pages, does not take up a whole lot of ink, but this workbook, which you can go download right now, fulltimefba.com/workbook, you can take notes. We've got some fill in the blank stuff. You can write down any big, um, you know, like the next steps that you want to take, things that you want to remember. Um, if you experience something that you're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing, write it down and it will help you remember things because even though we think we'll always remember the important things, our minds fail us. And this helps us make sure that the most important things are written down. And so this workbook is going to really help you again, fulltimefba.com/workbook. And then what you can do after that is you can flip over to day one and you can start filling in the blanks as we go. Hopefully, I make it really obvious. Rebecca will put in the chat when I actually say something that is one of the blanks that you can fill out and walk you through as we go through that. But this workbook will really help you. The things that you hear stick in your brain and actually lead to taking action because there is a little bit of an epidemic when it comes to learning something new. It's like, okay, learning is fun. Learning is safe because we're not risking anything, but actually turning that knowledge into action, that's where the real magic happens. And that's what we're going to show you and help you and walk you through that throughout this workshop. So, if you're not able to make any of the future sessions, just know we will have limited time replays available for a few days after the recording of the session is complete. You can go to fulltimefba.com/replays and you can watch the replays there. But honestly, the best situation for you to be in is to be here live during all 5 days of our workshop this week. You will get the most out of it live. You'll be able to ask us your questions after the presentation is over live, get the answers live, and be able to really figure out exactly what is best for you when it comes to selling on Amazon. So, what I want to do is get right into the session. So, again, on the workbook, day one, we're going to be talking about setting your compass, making sure that you understand the Amazon FBA landscape, what it is, how it's beneficial to you, and how you can get the most out of selling on Amazon from the comfort of your own home. Yeah, there's times where you need to get out of the house, and that's okay. But there's also times where you can just stay at home, work from home. You can balance that with a full-time job, balance it with a part-time job, and eventually get to a place where selling on Amazon becomes your full-time income. That's been what we have experienced. And I kind of want to walk you through a little bit about that right now. I'm going to share my screen. Rebecca is going to let me know if the what you see on your screen is the PowerPoint slide. So, Rebecca, do you see the day one title screen on your screen?
Sure do. It looks good.
Excellent, excellent. All right. So, the Amazon Reseller Profit Roadmap. Um, who am I? Why should you even trust what I'm having to say? Well, my name is Steven Smotherman. Nice to meet you. I first started selling online back in 1998. Selling on Amazon, excuse me, selling on eBay is kind of a hobby, and it was a hobby for a really long time. In fact, here's a picture of myself and my four kids. Um, Back in about 2011, I was selling on eBay kind of as a side hustle. And in 2011, unfortunately, I went through a divorce. Not only that, I was deeply in debt and unemployed. So it was not a very good time of my life. But in 2011, in fact, here's a picture around 2011, Christmas of 2011, with me and my four boys. I knew I needed, as a single dad of four kids, I needed to find a way to make money from home that was predictable, that was consistent, that was dependable, that I could actually do and not have to put my kids in daycare, so I can go off and get and do some kind of job. And so I what my youngest was two or almost two. My oldest was eight, and so yes, every 2 years popped out a new one. And so this was a picture of me and my four kids when I first realized that eBay is a nice little side hustle, but not going to make a full-time income selling on Amazon. I'm selling on eBay. Instead, I discovered fulfillment by Amazon, which means instead of me storing all my inventory at home and the eBay customer buying from me and me fulfilling that order by packaging it up and taking it to the post office, instead, I took all of my inventory, sent it all to Amazon warehouses, and when it sold, Amazon would fulfill that order, would ship it to my customer. If I got a return, Amazon would accept the return. And being able to do that opened up my life so dramatically because I realized I didn't have to have this huge warehouse. I didn't have to have inventory all over my house, in my garage, under my bed, on the dining room table, on top of the kitchen refrigerator. None of that. I was able to send all my inventory to Amazon, and it freed me up to really focus more on just finding more inventory to sell. And so selling on Amazon, fulfillment by Amazon was amazing. And in about a year's time, I started to see real results. So again, I started in December of 2011. By the time 2012 was almost over, I was actually awarded by Amazon as an Amazon seller the top holiday seller award of 2012, which they gave to all Amazon sellers who were in the top 20% of sales on Amazon and keeping a high customer satisfaction rating. So I realized, wow, after selling on Amazon for a year, I was already in the top 20% of Amazon sellers. That's insane. That's amazing. This was proof of concept. This was showing me that I was in the right direction. And that was in 2012. In 2013, I met Rebecca. She became an incredible stepmom. Obviously, my four kids grew a little bit older than they did a couple of years ago. Um, in the last picture, and so we became a team selling on Amazon, working together, and started really being able to make a full-time income selling on Amazon. In 2013, we created our platform, Full-Time FBA. In 2019, we launched the Full-Time FBA podcast, which if you are here because you have listened to our podcast, if you're like, I was searching for a podcast and I found your podcast, let me know in the comments if you are here because you found us because of our podcast. I would just love to know about that. So 2019, we launched our podcast, and here's a picture of me and my kids that are now extremely tall and big, and and their hair is extremely long for some reason. Anyway, um, they've all grown up with a dad who's been able to work from home, with an incredible stepmom who has been able to work on the business with me. And we've been able to make a full-time income selling on Amazon for over a decade. And we've been coaching and helping others do that same thing too. In fact, that's why we're doing this workshop to show you what is possible, the most important things to focus on, the things to ignore so you don't waste your time, and so that you maximize your time and the money that you invest in thinking about and putting the time and energy into selling on Amazon. So that's a little bit about me and my introduction to Amazon and how it's helped us. All my kids are adults now. My youngest is 18. He's about to graduate high school. And it's just been awesome being able to stay home with them, not have to put them in daycare and stuff like that, and just be able to, in fact, involve them in our Amazon business as they've grown older. So that's a little bit about me. Um, Yeah, and sometimes we can be a little bit silly. I forgot I added that picture in there too. But yeah, we can be a little bit silly and it's a lot of fun. So I do want to let you know before we get into the first fill in the blank that if you are here all 5 days live on this workshop call, if you're here Monday through Friday live, then on Friday we are going to be giving away this FBA starter pack, which is a kit full of Amazon FBA seller supplies that you will definitely love to have and be able to use. It includes a 16-inch impulse sealer. It includes over 400, not over 400, 400 poly bags, 100 poly bags of exactly the same, of different sizes, with the suffocation warning label, which Amazon rules require, as well as a Dymo label printer and some Dymo labels. If you look at this and you're like, I don't even know what those are, don't worry. We can show you what they are, what they do, but these are things that every Amazon reseller would love to have. And even if you already have one of these, you can have a backup. Anyway, be here live all 5 days, and one lucky person who is a US resident, because shipping this overseas is very expensive. I'm sorry for those of you who are joining us from overseas, but if you are in the US and and you are here all 5 days, you have a chance to win these items, and we will ship them to you as a special thank you for being here live all 5 days, because we know that being here live, you get the most out of this. So that's the FBA starter pack, and what we're talking about today, though, is setting your compass. Yes, all of this, since this is the Amazon reseller profit roadmap, we're all going to have really cheesy roadmap slash journey slash travel titles and subtitles. But today we're going to be focusing on discovering the Amazon FBA landscape and just how amazing it is. And so it is awesome. But what the first fill in the blank for today, um, this is important for you to know. Um, don't plan for a vacation. Instead, plan for a destination. So Rebecca's going to put that in the chat so that you can copy that down. But what I mean by that is if you're wanting to make money on Amazon, if you're wanting to make some serious money on Amazon, um, don't plan for it the way you would a vacation. I mean, what do we do when we plan for a vacation? Well, we plan to hit the cool spots. That's good, but when we're packing and planning for it, we only bring enough clothes for a limited amount of time. We don't pack up our whole closet. We just pack up, like if it's a 5 day vacation, maybe we'll pack 7 or 8 days worth of clothing. I know some people are like, I'm just gonna pack five. Others are like, something can go wrong, or I'd like some options. And so they're like, I'm going to pack 10. But you obviously don't bring your entire closet. When you're packing for a vacation, you're just packing a limited amount of clothing, a limited number of shoes, a limited number of toiletries. You don't bring your entire house with you. That's packing for a vacation. If you want to succeed on Amazon, you don't want to plan for a vacation or pack for a vacation. No, you want to plan for a destination, the destination of making a full-time income selling on Amazon, or even just making a solid side hustle income selling on Amazon. Figure out what your destination is and plan accordingly, because it is possible for you to make a full-time income selling on Amazon in less than a year's time if you start today. And I know some of you are on this workshop. You have been following me for some time now. You maybe have already started an Amazon business, and you're already further along than those who are just now going to be starting, if they're just starting today or decide to start sometime soon. But no matter where you are, now is the best time to be selling on Amazon. We'll get into that in just a moment. But um, I want you to figure out, what is your dream destination? Here's the next fill in the blank. I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's your dream, not mine. A lot of people decide they want to sell on Amazon. In fact, I had a call earlier today with a great guy, talking with him, and he was like, "You know what? I I would love to travel more. I would love to go to Japan, and I'd love to go to Africa and do a safari. There's a lot of different places I want to go and experience. And so his dream destination is traveling the world. Other people are like, you know what, Stephen? I'm in debt and I want to get out of it. That's my dream destination. I can get out of debt and then I can start putting towards, fun stuff like retirement or vacation, things like that. But I want to get out of debt. Is that your dream destination? Or maybe you're like, you know what, Steven? There's some pretty cool things I want to save up money for. I want to get a bigger house. I want to get a different car. Maybe your dream is to be able to take care of aging parents. You know what? My parents are getting older, and I want to help them. I want to be able to take care of them. They took care of me when I was a kid. So I want to help take care of them as they age. Some of you might want that extra income, being able to take care of your own needs, but also take care of aging parents. Or maybe you're like us, Rebecca and I. We've got a special needs kid. I say kid. He's 18 now, so technically he's an adult, but he's gonna live with us forever. He's not. He's special needs. He's not going to be able to really live on his own, and so we understand that, and we want to be able to help take care of him and make sure that his future. So in fact, write it on the page, but also let us know in the comments what is your dream destination? Whether it's travel, whether it's getting out of debt, or taking care of aging parents, or upsizing your home, or or maybe you were like, I love giving and I want to increase the giving to my church, or increase the giving to a charitable organization that I follow. Like, what is your dream? What is your dream that making a full-time income and more selling on Amazon can help you actually achieve? So let us know in the comments what your dream is, because maybe it's I'm planning for retirement and I want to have a comfortable retirement. There's a lot of different options out there, and so let us know in the chat whether or not, or what your dream is, because we would love to see it, because it also might give an idea of someone else, like, oh yeah, that's a dream that I'd like to experience as well. So when it comes to your dream destination, we want to hear it, because we want to be able to. I mean, it's fun. It's fun to dream. It's fun to dream about what is possible. It's really fun to think about that, and think about, man, this whole Amazon, really, it can this the Amazon can really help us do this. Yes, because thanks to Amazon, we were able to pay off our mortgage. Thanks to Amazon, we were able to um, put money into investments. Thanks to Amazon, we were able to um, start owning rental property. I mean, it's like this is what Amazon has helped us personally, and we still have big dreams that we want to do. Amazon has helped us to be able to give more to our church. And it's an amazing thing to be able to see what's possible out there, and be able to achieve that, knowing that the hard work that you put into it, the dedication of committing to the process, and putting those dreams, and not just thinking they're dreams for maybe someday, but actually starting to see that those dreams might be closer than you think. And so I'm excited about what's possible for you all today. And I want to let you know the success vehicle. Here's the next fill in the blank. Your success vehicle that is going to make those dreams a reality is Amazon FBA. That's why we're called full-time FBA. FBA stands for Fulfilled by Amazon, and it is the process of sending your inventory to Amazon, having Amazon fulfill your inventory to your customers, and being able to outsource that aspect. Because honestly, to make a full-time income selling on Amazon, and right now we're doing it with part-time hours, there's a lot of outsourcing that goes on. Whatever in your Amazon business that anyone can do, you should not be doing. And so, should we be packing up all of our inventory to send to our customers? No, anyone can do that. So let's have someone else do it. That's why we have Amazon do it. Yes, there's fees, but it's the fees that we pay for Amazon fulfillment. So Amazon fulfills it. Those fees open us up to be able to make more during the time that we're investing in our Amazon business to find more inventory than it would be if we had just done it ourselves. So if we're able to get rid of 2 hours or 3 hours a week of time by paying Amazon fees, and those 2 to 3 hours I can spend time focusing on trying to find inventory to sell on Amazon, that's an easy trade-off. So your success vehicle is Amazon FBA. So when it comes to finding a profitable, um, a profitable strategy to be able to make some good money from home, there are three very important traits that need to be a part of it. Here's your next fill in the blanks. The three most important traits of a highly successful, profitable success vehicle. Um, Number one is dependability. Dependability. I mean, first off, Amazon, it's the biggest store on the planet. There's no store that even comes close to Amazon about what it offers and what it can deliver. There's even a book called The Everything Store that someone wrote about Amazon because they basically sell almost everything. And in 2016, almost 10 years ago, Amazon eclipsed Google as the number one place people went when they want gift ideas, when they want to shop. Before 2016, Amazon, so before 2016, most customers went to Google and they typed in gift ideas for a 14-year-old boy or anniversary ideas for the 10th wedding anniversary. They would go and type those type of things into Google and then they get ideas and then they go and buy it. But since 2016, Amazon is the number one place where those type of searches take place. I mean, think about it yourself. When you want to buy something, most of the time you're probably going to Amazon first. And that's the same with almost everyone else in the country and potentially on the planet as long as they have access to Amazon. It is the best place to go. And not only that, dependability being the first trait of a highly profitable success vehicle, which we're suggesting should be Amazon FBA. Then the second big trait is consistency. Consistency. Um, Amazon is extremely consistent over and over again, being able to deliver the products to you consistently. Do things go wrong every once in a while? Yes. But like I would say 99 times out of 100, the thing that you order on Amazon comes sometime before it even says it's probably going to come. Sometimes it's second day, sometimes it's first in one day. Other times it's the same day. It's crazy how in 2025 I can go to Amazon in the morning, type in something that I want to buy, and sometimes it's there by lunch. Like it is unreal. And so it's just been an amazing process going through and just seeing how consistent Amazon is. In fact, Amazon is so dependable and so consistent. Um, there are memes that talk about this. I mean, let me show you a few of my favorites. Do you see this okay, Rebecca?
I do.
All right, thank you. Sorry, I didn't tell you a question was coming. Um, So this is what recycling day looks like when you have Amazon Prime. You're buying a lot. This is why Amazon is dependable and consistent. People love selling on Amazon. They know that when they buy something, and it's not like they're spending more money on Amazon. It's just they're not buying it at the local store or not going into a store to buy these kind of things. They're just buying them on Amazon. And the fact that they can get it with free shipping because of Prime shipping is a huge no-brainer. Another meme that I love this one. 3 seconds after you order something on Amazon Prime, it's like, well, is it here yet? Is it? I mean, Amazon is spoiling us rotten. But this is really good when it comes to Amazon sellers because our customers love Amazon and just keep going back to Amazon to keep buying. And one of the things we're going to be focusing on in this workshop is how you can know what to buy so you know what the Amazon customers want so they can be selling, you can be doing it. Another public service announcement. Don't drink in Prime. It is you might end up buying a whole lot of stuff that you weren't expecting to buy. And again, it just shows up your doorstep the next day or the same day. The week after Cyber Monday, I am the queen of Amazon. Look at this person. She has created a throne of all the Amazon boxes because, yeah, Cyber Monday is a big sales day on Amazon. Or this one, ordered the thing from Amazon with 2-day shipping, got it the next day. It's like, yeah, score. Amazon always tries to go above and beyond. And that's why Amazon just being dependable, being consistent. But on top of that, this is the third trait of the success vehicle that you want to be putting your time and energy into. Amazon is profitable. So we got dependability, consistency, and profitability. Profitability. Amazon is hugely profitable. Let me show you the statistics of the net revenue from Amazon from 2004 to 2023. It just continues to increase and rise every single year. Even the crazy year of 2020 did not stop Amazon from making amazing money. And so you want to be a part of something like this. In fact, I looked up what what the 2024 numbers were because the 2023 numbers were 574 billion. I just want to let you know that's not millions in revenue, that's billions. 574 billion in 2023. I looked up earlier today, and in 2024, 640 billion. I mean, that kind of growth is amazing. Amazon just continues to grow. So it's profitable and predictable, dependable, consistency. It's amazing. Over and over again, Amazon continues to grow. So this is not a dying platform. This is not something that you need to worry. If I'm gonna get involved in this, then maybe it's not gonna work out, or maybe it's just oversaturated with too many sellers. No, it's not. It's some people think it's oversaturated with too many sellers because yes, there are a lot of sellers on Amazon, but the truth is that there are a lot of horrible sellers who don't make any money or barely make any money, barely break even, selling on Amazon, still trying to find out what can I do to break free and actually make some really good money on Amazon. If that's you, guess what? You are in the right place. You're in the right place because we're going to show you the things to focus on and how we can help you make a full-time income and more selling on Amazon. So when you're looking at the revenue of Amazon, when you're looking at just how much people love um, buying on Amazon, the Amazon possibilities are honestly they're endless. And this leads us to the next fill in the blank on your sheet. The bottom line fact is that people trust Amazon. People trust Amazon. And when I talk about Amazon, yes, I know Amazon has like a bunch of different aspects, but when it comes to reselling on Amazon, third-party selling, the Amazon.com store, people trust Amazon. A lot of people, I mean, they love it because buying on Amazon is easy. They get their stuff fast. It's easy to return an item. And I know a lot of Amazon sellers or hopeful Amazon sellers are like, I don't like the fact that it's easy to return stuff on Amazon because if that means they're going to return the stuff that they buy from me. But that's just a limited perspective. It's better to have a bigger perspective to know that, guess what? Because Amazon's return process is so easy, people are probably going to buy 10 to 20 more items from you on Amazon than they would if that Amazon return policy was not as awesome. Yes, you still might get one return out of those 20 additional purchases that you're going to get from that. But wouldn't you rather have 19 more items sold on Amazon with, with that one item being returned? Yeah, that's what I want, and that's what I've experienced. My sales increase exponentially on Amazon compared to other platforms like eBay, or other places, Facebook Marketplace, Mercari. I can keep go through and list all of them. Uh, Even selling on Walmart as a third party seller, Amazon just blows them all away. People trust Amazon. And the opportunity for you to be able to make some good money on Amazon in 2025 is huge because a lot of times people are like, "Oh man, I wish I would have started when you did, Stephen, back in 2011." Guess what I was hearing in 2011 when I first got started? When I first started selling on Amazon in 2011, I heard people saying, "Oh man, Amazon's too saturated with too many sellers. I wish I would have started in 2008." I'm like, that's just an excuse because if you're able to learn what we can teach you, if you're able to put it into practice, and you're able to be consistent with it, you are going to see amazing results with your Amazon business, and you're going to be able to see and start to experience a full-time income. For most of who we teach and coach, it takes about an average of about a year to start actually experiencing full-time income when it comes to selling on Amazon. And we can walk you through that. In fact, we've got the outline, the goals to shoot for, how to know if you're on track with making a full-time income. We have all of that we can outline for you and show you. And it's just it's something that's amazing. Um, so the one of the final things that I want to walk you through before I open things up to questions. Again, if you have questions, put them in the chat. Put any of your questions in the Q&A tab, and you can ask your questions there. But if you have questions about anything I'm talking about or anything related to selling on Amazon, let us know in the chat or the Q&A tab. But I want to share with you just what I've been able to experience just by taking some screenshots on some purchases in the past, selling on Amazon. What is possible for you? This is just buying online. This is not even going into retail stores. This is just buying online. Rebecca, can you see the screen really well showing the two buying online and then selling on Amazon price?
Yes.
All right, thank you. So you can see that I went to Lowe's and I bought this drill bit for $24 and was able to sell it on Amazon for 76.99. Here's another example, buying this makeup for 44.28. It's selling on Amazon for 75.31. How about this? Buying some Russet's mashed potatoes for $7.99, selling on Amazon for 22.97. Buying some shampoo for 7.68, selling on Amazon. Guess what? When I purchased this, it was out of stock on Amazon, currently unavailable. So I got to pick my own price. Now, obviously, I wouldn't pick $100 because no one's going to buy this for $100. That's not worth. But we actually know how to find out what has been the highest price someone has purchased this in the past and be able to pick the price so I would know. I wouldn't just put it at $14. I might be able to look in the past and say, oh, it once sold for 29.99. I'm gonna price it as that. But you can pick your own price. And these opportunities might happen a lot more than you think. I'm buying some Legos, a Lego set for just under $30 from one website, buying it over selling it for over 80 on Amazon. Being able to buy some makeup remover, $15.30 after coupon, selling it for 33.38. Even clothing, this jacket, buying it for $90, selling it for $180. The opportunities are there, they are out there, and we can help you learn where to look, how to have the confidence of what it is to be able to really know if something's going to sell, how quickly it's going to sell, how deep to go on a product purchase, to be like, oh, I should just buy one of these, or no, you need to buy 20 because those are going to sell boom, 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 boom once they hit the Amazon warehouse. We can show you the way and teach you the process. And so, in fact, tomorrow we are actually going to be talking about how to have unlimited inventory. in your Amazon business. Now, obviously, not unlimited in the fact that um, it's you've got an infinity number of products. No, I mean, you don't just have a handful of products at Amazon. You don't just have a few products and then you sell them, and you got to figure out other items to be able to find send to Amazon. No, items that you can send to Amazon, multiple products, multiple of the same product. And once they start to sell out, you can restock your inventory and send more in. It's called replenishable items. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Where to find them, where to not find them, so that you can have unlimited inventory in your Amazon business. We'll talk about the mindset that goes on with that to be able to really break through and find those kind of items that give you more consistency and more peace in your Amazon business. If you are selling on Amazon right now and you're always worried, where am I going to find my next inventory items? This session will blow your mind and open you up to realizing what is possible about finding inventory that you can, again, buy 10 to 20. And once they start selling out, just restock them. There's even tools to be notified when your stock levels are getting low, so you can replenish your items so that you never actually run out of stock. And so we're going to talk about that tomorrow. So we invite you back for tomorrow's session for day two, as we're going to get into that. But I do want to open things up to questions. If you've asked your questions already, if you have your questions that you want to put in right now, ask them now. We're going to hang out here as long as we can to be able to answer your questions. So put them in the chat, put them in the questions tab, and we will walk through those questions with you right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Be sure and let us know your questions. I will keep everything organized and flowing for Stephen to answer live. So the first one we've got, do you think it's a lot harder to sell on Amazon now than when you started because of all the restrictions? What do you think? It's also really crowded now.
So, so there's two questions. Do I think it's harder now than it was when I first started? The answer to that is yes and no. There are certain aspects that are harder now, including restrictions. Um, and for those of you who don't know what that is, basically a brand will place restrictions on who they allow to sell their items on Amazon. This is actually something we're going to be jumping into later on in this workshop, so I'm not going to go into that right now. But come back or watch the replays sometime soon, and we're going to get into that. So it is a little harder now because of that. But on the other hand, it is also a lot easier because when I first got started, there was not the tools that we have available to us now to be able to find stuff to sell on Amazon. There is not people out there coaching and offering support to help you know the strategies that actually work right now. Because what I learned in 2011 when I first got started would not work right now. Amazon continues to change, and so what we teach and what we promote and what we suggest to all of our students, that also changes. And so it's always good to pivot. You're never if things always stayed the same, then unfortunately, I mean, Amazon has gotten a lot better over the years and has improved over the years. And so they've made some certain changes because they also want us to improve and get better. And so if you're committed to the process, it's definitely doable. So yes and no. Things are easier, but things are also harder. They balance out, in my opinion. And so a lot of times people just use the fact that it's a little harder now as an excuse because there, sometimes our subconscious is looking for excuses to kind of do something else. Um, but I'll probably say this again later in the workshop. When you start selling on Amazon right now, it's the exact opposite of a video game. A video game is super easy in level one. In fact, the game makers want you to succeed and make it to the end. So you go to level two, and it's a little bit harder. And level three, it's a little bit harder. And it continues to get harder as you go. Amazon is the opposite in the fact that when you first start, you're starting off on level 10. And then as you start to sell on Amazon and start to see a little success, it goes down to level 9 and then level 8. And so the longer you sell on Amazon, the easier it gets. And so we'll go into this a little bit more later on in the workshop, but the way you are able to succeed as a beginner selling on Amazon is to not just do it on your own, but to have someone who's been there who can show you the way and walk you through that, showing you what to focus on, what to ignore, and the strategies that actually work today. And so again, we're going to get into that. So that was the first part of your question. What was the second part of the question? Because my mind can't remember. So she's looking for it.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I was clicking to unmute and it was not unmuting.
Oh,
And the second part was that there's a lot of sellers.
so yes, I mean, there are more sellers on Amazon right now than have ever been on Amazon before. But here's the thing. There are only a handful, no, that's kind of a vague number. I don't know the exact number, but there are very few Amazon sellers who are actually good at what they do and are doing
Relatively.
things the right way. What'd you say?
I would say relatively few.
Yes, relatively few.
Relative
Um,
to those who are being successful at it. There are few
yes.
who,
Yeah.
okay.
And so it's a, go ahead.
I'm trying to like make it, I said that wrong. Relative to those who are being unsuccessful, the ones who are successful are few.
Yes, thank you. So, and that's why we offer our coaching program. We'll talk about that later this week, but there are right and wrong ways to sell on Amazon. There are many Amazon sellers selling in a way that's going to lead them to failure. And they probably already know it. In fact, if you are selling on Amazon and you don't feel like a success yet, um, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but you probably are doing things wrong. And we can help and we can show you the way. And just keep hanging out with us this week, and we can show you the way.
Okay, one quick question before we get into another one that might take a little bit longer. What's the last fill in the blank on the workbook?
Oh, map out your income acceleration strategy with arbitrage.
Arbitrage.
Arbitrage. Arbitrage is the process of buying from one platform to sell on another platform. So that's why I gave you all those examples and didn't fill in the blank for you. My apologies. Of different places I've been able to find online where it's priced low and at the exact same time priced higher on Amazon. In fact, there are a lot of people who always assume Amazon always has the lowest price. And many times Amazon does have the lowest price. But that's what I teach our coaching clients, how to find those type of items that it's a lot lower on one platform, but it's selling for a lot higher on Amazon, 3x, 4x, 5x, even higher. And so I was giving you those examples of places that I was able to purchase at a low price to sell on Amazon for a high price. And there's people who think, wait, why would someone pay $180 on Amazon when they can just buy it for $80 on another website? Well, they don't know to look at the other website, or they don't know that item even exists, or that other website even exists. And other people say, like, why would someone buy on Amazon something for $80 that they can just buy at their local Walmart for $30? Well, they don't know it's on that they don't know it's purchasable for $30 at Walmart. Or maybe they don't have a Walmart near them. Maybe they do have a Walmart down the street. They just don't want to get off their butts and get in their car and drive down and pick it up. And just like the convenience factor of having it delivered the same day or the next day. So there's a lot of factors in play that really benefit Amazon resellers and that's something I love talking about and I love doing and I want to teach you how to do as well.
All right. What is done with returned items?
So if an item is returned to Amazon, um, usually someone in the warehouse decides, okay, is this still in new condition and can go back into your active inventory? Or is it not in new condition? Maybe it's been opened. Maybe it's been um, dented or it's no longer in new gift quality condition. Then Amazon will put it into the Amazon worker at the warehouse will put it into unfulfillable inventory, and then you go into your um, my apologies. Then you go into your Amazon Seller Central account and set up a removal order so that you can remove it and maybe inspect it yourself and decide, okay, I want to sell this as like new or used, very good condition, or the Amazon seller rep was out of their mind. This is still in new condition, and send it back in new condition. There are other options, but those are the main basic options of what happens when an item gets returned. And then if I have an item that gets returned that's not sellable on Amazon, like if I had a pair of shoes sold on Amazon and it got returned, but I can't sell used shoes, then there's other opportunities like eBay or Poshmark or other places to be able to get some capital back, and that's something we can walk you through as well.
Yeah. Okay. How do you break free of just breaking even? How do you choose the right sustainable product? Where do you look and how do you look?
Well, I mean, that's part of what we have with our coaching program. And honestly, that's something we'll be getting into mostly on day three. And so come back on day three so that we can walk you through kind of our thought process when it comes to which items do we buy to resell? Which one do we pass on? How deep do we go? Meaning, how many multiples do we buy? We'll be getting into that a lot into day three. And so stay tuned. That is coming.
Yeah, that's a really good question, and it's kind of a detailed answer, which is why we have an entire session where we talk through that exact question. So that's
Yes.
a really good question.
Yes.
Really good teaser for coming back, making sure that you see day three.
Yes.
Um, Hi, thanks for doing the workshop. I'm new and eager to learn about selling on Amazon. Can you please share what are the most challenges for those who first start in this field and what are the best practices for being successful at it?
So the bigger challenges for new Amazon sellers, and we actually have a full day focused on challenges coming up, but I'm not gonna I will give you a quick overview of some of the challenges that beginners have. A lot of times um, beginners have the challenge of just being fearful of actually putting money into buying inventory, sending it off to Amazon, and not having the confidence that it's going to actually sell and sell at the price that you hope it to sell for. It's a little bit what we'll get into in day three. So there's just overcoming those fears of actually putting your money into inventory that's going to sell. Um, but on top of that, another challenge is all of the items that Amazon has, and actually the brand has restricted and not allowing newer Amazon sellers to sell. Like if you want to, on day one, sell a Nike pair of shoes on Amazon, you are not going to be approved. And so we'll walk through how to be able to get approved on more of these type of brands as this workshop continues. But that's a struggle that some Amazon sellers have, eh, forgetting the fact that there are millions and millions of other products that they are automatically approved to sell that are out there that they can find. It just stings a lot when you find a profitable item and you're not allowed to sell it. And so, but there's ways that you can increase your chances of getting approved. We'll walk through that later on in this workshop. So those are some of the bigger challenges to beginners, and also dealing with the time, and like trying to be able to manage family and this business. Again, we'll go into a little bit of that. But when it comes to the best practices of selling on Amazon is almost what we're going through this workshop talking you through. We're going to talk about the best practices of what kinds of inventory items you need to be focusing on tomorrow. On Wednesday, we're going to be walking you through the best practices of how to know what to buy and what to pass on. And the next day, we'll be talking you through um, the best practices that will walk you through making a full-time income selling on Amazon. And then Friday, we're going to be walking through the best practices to overcome the biggest roadblocks along the way. And so we're going to walk you through that this week. And so I'm excited that you're answering the question. I hate that I can't go into all the details right now to answer all of those questions, because we're planning on talking about it. And if you can't make it live during the workshop as we continue on, The replays will be available for a limited time, fulltimefba.com/replays.
Yep. We're just getting more comments in the chat from people who are grateful for the workshop. And as new sellers, this is a really great opportunity just to get some more information about what it's like to sell on Amazon and kind of get an idea of what lies ahead. And so we're really glad that you're all here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it smart to add products that are not already selling on Amazon?
Um, so this is a question that makes sense. Like, oh, this is not even on Amazon. Maybe if I brought it to Amazon, it would start selling. The only thing is, with what we teach our coaching clients, we don't teach any amount of hope when it comes to selling on Amazon. Not like, oh, I hope this is going to sell. I think this might sell. We can actually show you how to find the items that are already selling on Amazon, that already have consistent sales, that already have consistent pricing. And we'll get a lot into that on day 3. But the hardest part of bringing a new product to Amazon is actually getting it to show up in the customer search results. Just because if you find like maybe there's a Barbie doll and you found a Barbie doll and you're like, I can't find this on Amazon. Well, there's two possibilities. Number one, it's on Amazon. Amazon is just um, not showing it in the research results because they're sold out. And so it actually is on Amazon. You just can't find it because Amazon doesn't like to show sold out items on their platform. Or number two, Amazon doesn't have it and you have to create a brand new listing for it. But even though it's a brand new listing, it's not going to show up in your search results without previous sales, without possibly putting a lot of money into advertising, without any type of reviews, those type of things. And so it's best to focus selling on Amazon the items that are already selling well and being able to focus on that so that you can basically just send your stuff to Amazon and have confidence it's going to sell soon. Like our goal is to have our inventory sell within 30 days of it arriving in Amazon. Any longer than that is too long. And we've got ways that we kind of try to increase those sales of the items that are taking longer than 30 days. But our goal is for items to sell within 30 days. And so if you're bringing something new to Amazon, it's probably not going to sell without a lot of waiting and putting a lot of money into advertising.
Yeah, and so I was wanting to clarify too, when you said we don't teach hope.
Oh, that's true.
That sounds really bad. What he means is what we teach is a data-driven process,
Yes.
very heavily reliant on data to show you what will Peter just said data from the other room. I don't know if you can hear him.
I heard that. Data.
Yes. So data or data is what we rely on to show us whether or not we should sell something on Amazon. And like Steven said, we're going to get into that in a future workshop session. And so I won't give a whole lot of details about it now, but just know that this is something you can learn and you can make a really solid decision based on evidence.
Yes.
And that's what he means by it's not based on hope. Like, oh, this item looks nice. Hopefully somebody would buy it. No, it's this item is selling this many times a day and for this amount of money for this long. And that's a good item for me to buy to resell.
Yeah, I probably should have phrased it. We don't teach people to base their business on guessing
Yes. Yeah.
and but better to focus on data-driven confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, that's all the questions we have for today. So I'm so glad for everybody leaving their questions and chatting with me in the chat. And I am looking forward to doing that again tomorrow.
Yeah, I am too. Again, tomorrow we're talking about how to have unlimited inventory and have inventory that you can continually restock as it begins to sell out. It's going to be at the same time. About an hour from now, you'll probably get an email with a replay of this session. And so be looking out for that. And then I'll email you tomorrow the link for the day two session. And I do want to remind everyone, if you are here all 5 days live on the workshop, you will be entered into a drawing for the FBA starter kit. It's about a $300 package that will send it out to you after this workshop is complete. If you are a U.S. resident, you want to be here all 5 days for this workshop, not only for the starter kit, but also for the knowledge and wisdom that we're going to be letting you know all week long. And so we'll see you guys tomorrow night for session number two. And God bless everyone. I hope everyone has a good evening. Bye.